doopity boo ba doo boo. Boo ba doo ba doo boo. Boopity doo ba doo boo boo ba doo boo 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 boo. Hello there, we are singing the hello song. Blip 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 blip. Would you like to hear more of the hello song?
No, no, no. 1,000 times no!
Well, either way, you get to hear the hello song. Hoo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Okay, he gets to scream in the yellow. That's good. So, how is it that you have enough points to do that, like, every stream? I guess a sub multiplier would make sense. I know you're here a lot. I'm just surprised that you have not burned through pretty much all your points doing that. I also like how he gets shot in the knee and doesn't react until she fires the second time, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get stabbed in the gut. But first shot he gets to the knee, he doesn't even react to. What is it that I need to do at this point? Why is that filtering me out? How dare you think that my whistling is noise cancellation? Yeah, eventually I want to, you know, get her better space where I could successfully, like, soundproof the ever-loving crap out of it, and therefore, be able to not have to have noise canceling, because there's a fan right there, and there's another fan right there, and this room is a giant crappy echo chamber. I think it's time to start the stream with some crappy card game. More crappy card game.
Oh, it's our very first catch of the day, folks. We have ourselves a challenger. Hello, sir. Care to tell the folks at home who you are?
My name is Generic News Reporter Man.
Well, I spy a row of razor-sharp teeth in this little fishy's maw. You might be the
I think that I sound like a complete douchebag.
Way to find out. That's right. Our audience doesn't want to hear commentary.
What type of
They want to see
synthesizer was it?
blood. To up the ante, our challenger's opponent will be none other than your host with the most, me, Bernard.
Bernard! Let's see if there's any new cards I've gotten since I played last that are interesting. What does this do? I mean, I've actually thought, I'm seriously thinking, like, if there's a way to successfully put my Korg synthesizer directly to my left. Yeah, I've got a Korg, oh, what the hell's the name of the thing? Korg Radius. Korg Radius is awesome synthesizer. My only complaint about it is it has, like, no piano sound whatsoever. You're losing one of those two spots. Which is it? Oh, where's that replace card? Oh, I could totally screw them over. But in the meantime, I'm going to do that. And then I say a big old no to what you're trying there. Again, how about no? Seriously? Fine. I feel like I need to put back in the destroy card. Hey. So is your foot injured significantly? Doesn't sound as bad as the time I dropped a jar of cranberry juice onto my foot when I was like 1.
Lucky I got out of that match with my lids intact. Today's shark is a ferocious man-eating menace. He made a serious splash with some ruthless moves. Players the world over have got to be shaken in their boots. Something tells me this beast is about to upset the QB food chain. Better start swimming. Congratulations to you, sir, for an incredible match.
Thank you, incredibly cheesy man.
Shark, the fun never ends on this show. Stay tuned because we've got more coming your way.
Is it Giga Chadley?
Congratulations, you have attained the rank of Blood Captain. As such, allow me to brief you on another promising player. An advanced Queen's Blood AI named Wise.
I already know.
Found in the Dust Bowl. I suspected might prove a worthy opponent.
I already knew that was there. Yeah, let's go ahead and just... Can I warp there without paying anything? Okay, I need to get Sid to fly us back. I'll do it later. Oh yeah, I should probably mute that so it doesn't ping me. What did I get? Just some spam. Okay.
You've more than a passing interest in Queen's blood. It has bewitched you. Be at ease. It is only natural to hear its call.
Yeah, haven't we determined that it's some sort of evil cult?
For the planet, it, like all things, is part of the great cycle that connects us. Indeed, each and every card holds
It's
within
a
it a
party.
purpose. One that belies their form. Come, join me in a match that you too may glimpse the truth of our great mother.
Okay, cultists. Nope. Nope. What happened? Okay, fixed it. Twitch glitched for a second. Yep, that's a good hand. Cactus. There we go. You're gonna try and pull that crap on me? I know what to do about it. Let's see here. Yep, doing that. Kill it. Mine. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks good. Go. Yeah, have your food. Just playing the card game of card gameliness. But you don't have a move. What the fuck just happened? How did that get plus 12? What literally just happened.
Fear clouds your judgment. Perhaps a prayer to the planet can dispel that which haunts. You
Let's
have
see here.
nothing to...
Okay, we're good. So we need to edit this deck and put in, where is it? We need to play this, and then we're going to take out let's see, we need to take out you. Yeah, we're taking you out. And then let's see, do we have anything that benefits from it being destroyed? Just looking through what I got. Okay, that's pretty good. Lower the power of enemy cards and affected tiles by 3. Seems pretty good. That seems really good. Yeah, I think we're good. We're gonna try this. Yeah, we're good with that. Yeah, we're good with that. Doop doop boop boop doop boop boop. We want to place this here. Okay, and then we're trying to place that there, or do we want this here? Yeah, that's a better move. Boop, doop, boop, 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 boop. Yep, that makes it to where they can't play a single another card for the rest of the game. You got nothing to do. My turn. What the hell? No. My turn. Yep. My turn. No. My turn. Let's see. My turn. There. Got it. No more BS from you. Raise the power of allied and enemy cards on affected tiles by 4. Pretty dang good.
A turn I did not expect, which confirms my fears. A strange, wicked pall hangs over the life stream, and a similar dark energy has corrupted Queen's blood. Be careful. The game's pleasures belie the thorns beneath that will bleed you slowly and surely. Many devotees have succumbed to the darkness of which I spoke. Too many. Remember, the cards are a link between us and the planet. If you are in trouble, reach out. She shall answer. Oh, great mother, hear my prayer. Watch over your son.
Okay, you're weird, lady. Anyway. Alright. Done the 2 card scenarios. Let's go over to the elevator.
Lift your gaze to the heavens. The bond between us and
Time for elevator. Does this take me where I want to go? I don't think so. Where are we now? That actually was where we wanted to go. Okay.
Hearken to the wisdom of the planet. It is boundless and infinite.
Okay. Guess it's way the heck up there. Okay. Who's in the party? Okay. I just saw Aerith following me. Wasn't sure.
It returns to
Yeah, where is Yuffie? She's supposedly in the party, but where is she? Alright, so... Is it up even higher? No, it's down, but let's see what's the other direction.
feel the energy all around.
Yeah, let's go ahead and explore the whole area. What's through here? We're down here again. where is this trying to lead me?
With the planet.
The maps in this game are definitely not great.
I've been studying planetology for years now.
The erosion process must have started hundreds of millions of years.
Okay, up we go.
The energy at our very
Further up we go.
The bonfire symbolizes the life of
Okay, we're up to here. How do we go further up?
You ask me. A lot of folks downplay the planet's peril, but if they saw the weapons up close like we did, they'd have no choice but to acknowledge how bad it really is. Folks around here, though, they get it. They want what's best for our planet. You can see it in their eyes. Wonder if it ain't too late to recruit them to Avalanche.
Really? Like, why do you want him in Avalanche?
How do they talk around here? Around, fellow planetologists.
Okay. Hey, photography man.
Fancy running into you here. Say, how about I get a shot of you giving thanks to the planet?
So how's he gonna pose? Okay.
The canyon's also famous for its unparalleled view of the starry night sky. I made sure to bring all my night photography equipment along.
That's cool.
Can't sleep until I've got the perfect starlit shot.
I like your
Just let me
Shinra
know
lamp.
if you find any good photo spots.
Yeah, I could go there.
Please never forsake us. Never abandon us.
Ah, this is where we need to go.
One and all.
Tifa's like, goddamn long elevator in my stabby hands. See if I can get this barrel over the railing. Probably not.
Not so fast. Sorry, but visitors aren't allowed in here. You see, this is where we keep all our valuables.
Of course it is. That's why I want to rob you.
Not so fast. You see, this is where we keep all our valuables.
This is where we keep everything that's expensive that you totally shouldn't rob from us. It's not like you've wandered around being a kleptomaniac for almost the entire game. Ooh, I could shove something off this cliff. That doesn't go very far. Yeah, that's a big drop. Starting to get into that, like, atmospheric distortion you get from just going too high.
Only those who have the key, as well as fellow Bugenhagen's permission, are allowed inside.
Okay. I accept that.
If we've anything to fear, it is not our fellow man, nor any creature big or small, with whom we share our home. It is that which comes from beyond the confines of this world.
Such as?
That which disrupts the natural order. The other which may attempt to claim and consume the planet. And so I bid you, her children, to join hands and come together. For united, We shall never succumb to fear of celestial calamity. If we've anything to fear, it is not our fellow man, nor any creature
Yes, squirmy
big or
cat.
small, with whom
Squirmy
we share
cat.
our home. It is that which comes from beyond the confines of this world, that which disrupts the natural order, the other which may attempt to claim and consume the planet. And so I bid you, her children, to join hands and come together. For united, we shall never succumb to fear of some...
Oh,
Okay.
these are the friends I was talking about.
Thank you for looking after Mama King. My name is Huanca. I teach planetology here in the canyon. One could say I know a thing or two about our world.
A thing or two? I doubt there's a thing or two you don't know about it.
I think the voice change is a little
It might
weird.
seem that way to a child like yourself.
I'm not a child anymore. I'm 48.
40 what?
Nanaki here has a long life ahead of him. In human terms, I would say he's about 15 or 16 years old.
That's more than old enough. I can protect our veil and everyone in it. Which is more than I can say for my good-for-nothing father.
Speaking of the members of our little community, have you announced your return to one and all, Nanaki?
Not yet. Be right back.
Yeah, that does not fit him. It's like somebody who walks around talking like this, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Hi there." Was that a Mary Poppins or a Little Mermaid reference? Really rubs for the rat. Kitty. So how's it going for you today? Silly kitty. Anyway, back down you go. If you can sit in my lap and not step on anything. No, you're gonna step. You're trying to step on things. Okay, goodbye. Do. So we've come to Bugenhagen's observatory, which they did a really good job of representing him because he was kind of goofy looking in the original Final Fantasy VII. I wonder if these equations actually mean anything.
That records fluctuations in various energies. I must ask that you handle it with care. It's a rather delicate device, you see.
Nope. Didn't know that there was one. There's 3 Sanics.
Whoa, whoa. Those devices are testing the pull of gravity.
Get to look through his shop and make a mess.
While that may appear to be little more than a glistening mineral at a glance, it is in fact a crystallized collection of our planet's memories.
Yeah. The sky out here. Oh, it won't let me. Yeah, the sky outside is insanely good looking.
Here we seek to gather the wisdom of the planet.
That's a scale model of our planet and the surrounding stars. One could say the dust it's collected represents the people who live upon it.
That's good. Yeah, it's fantastic, and they've done a great job with it this time. I was also just saying that they did a great job with him. Because, yeah, he looks kind of silly in the original PlayStation game, but, you know, he looks a lot better in this. What? Is it, Mr. Cat? What do you need? Need to be picked up again? Do you need more snuggles? More kitty snuggles? Is that what you need? Is that what you need, you silly kitty? Let's see if I can make him do it. There. He does his little wave emote. And if I had some DK bongos, I could make him go. You're silly kitty. I have the DK bongos, I just need to get them. Playing with his toe beans. Little kitty toe beans. Yes, my silly kitty. Yankee Kang. Little cat man. Anyway. I wouldn't think there was enough levels in Donkey Konga to, you know, make a 12-hour stream. And by levels, I mean, you know, songs of it. I just figured you would run out way before you got to 12 hours.
We've all been worried sick about Nanaki, fellow Bugenhagen chiefly among us.
Getting cat hair out of my eye that he got in there while I had him in up there. Cat hair fixed. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is even if you played all the games, I didn't think there was enough songs in there to last 12 hours.
Do you recognize that little scamp? I'll have you know that in his childhood, Nanaki was quite a handful.
Yeah, I just didn't think there was quite enough in there.
That is one of the first Mako detectors ever built. Though I suspect it can't detect much now.
I didn't know they had Get Busy Child in there.
Let's not be hasty. I'll show you that room later.
Is there anything else I need to stare at? Oh, there's more upstairs. This got a lot bigger than the original game.
That right there is a type of a current generator. It harnesses the power of the wind to produce new airflows of its own. Perhaps you've encountered them before during your travels.
No, not really. Just gonna hover away. Okay. Is there more stuff? Yeah, there's more stuff. And up the stairs even further. How tall is this place?
The lights we observe here have traveled to us from the far reaches of time and space.
I mean, you're not wrong.
To gaze at the stars is to gaze into their past, what they once were, eons ago.
Can't say I'm all that interested in the future, but that's just how we're wired. Humans can't help but fixate on the past, on what used to be.
I mean, they're not wrong.
The planet connects us, one and all, for everything exists through her.
What can I get through here?
You won't find a larger telescope on the planet. With it, you can see to the edge of the galaxy. There's no better view of the stars than through this scope. But the lens could do with some cleaning. My apologies.
So what makes that version of Get Busy Child, you know, sad?
There's so much we have yet to learn about the universe.
The lights we observe here have traveled to us from the far reaches of time and space. To gaze at the stars is to gaze into their
I actually had a debate with a streamer about something similar to that, where I feel the version of Cartoon Heroes that is in... The version of Cartoon Heroes that's in one of the Dance Dance Revolution games, which is, of course, a cover of Aqua, I think is awful. Like, it's a really, really bad cover. But there was somebody who had never heard the Aqua version. It was like, oh, this is too slow. And I was like, no, it's how it's supposed to be. The original is like a really, really, really bad cover. So what's this thing? Look at this planetary phonograph.
The planet crying out. A sorrowful dirge indeed. One I've heard all too often of late.
It's awful. It sounds like Nickelback.
To hear the inner voice of the planet.
What we just heard didn't come from the planet, though. That was definitely the voice of a weapon.
You seem awfully sure of yourself, miss.
Because we saw them with our own eyes. 2 in the Corral and Gungaga reactors. They were loud and huge.
A fascinating account, were it true. However, such grand delusions could be a sign of Mako poisoning. Do see a doctor.
Excuse me?
Oh. Yes. That would do them some good.
Why is he giving us shit this time?
From everything you've said, the 3 of you are unfamiliar with basic planetology. But it is never too late to learn. Please, come with me.
Sure, let's see what he's got. Do I get that really awesome piece of music?
I present to you our planetarium. While the Shinra building features the latest iteration, this particular one is my original design. Now then, without further ado,
Feels like a construction out of, like, Mist. I see. Okay.
Wow.
this is only the beginning.
The shooting star.
Planetology is not simply the study of the cosmos.
There's the music.
And the celestial bodies that dwell in it. Rather, it is a quest to comprehend the cyclical nature of life. Behold, the planet we call home. It was from its soil, so teeming with life, that mankind was born. And like all living things, man is fated to die. So, what happens next? The body withers and returns to the planet. But what of the mind, the spirit, the soul? Much like its former vessel, it too returns whence it came. To the great river where all intertwine and circle the planet without end. A cycle of continuous convergence and divergence.
Play Mario
The
Galaxy on
ceaseless
stream.
ebb and flow that is the life stream. An apt name, though it is as much a reservoir as it is a stream, being the sum of the planet's spiritual energy. It is the very essence of our star, the blood coursing through its planetary veins. And if ever that essence were to be entirely depleted,
This is way nicer than it was before.
of course, these are but basic principles of planetology.
About 3 years before that.
So you're saying that Mako is spiritual energy, which we're using up?
Just so. Siphoned from the planet and processed for industry, that energy can no longer fulfill its true purpose. It is fated to fuel man's machinery and fade away.
Okay, but does it actually fade away? I mean, what if it doesn't? What if it just returns to the live stream in a different form? Is that possible?
A novel theory, suggestive of a lack of understanding. However, that can be overcome with time and education.
You rang?
Please escort this young lady to our seminar room, would you?
Right this way. Okay.
Hey, can I come?
The fact that that previous scene was a full motion video, and this only looks very slightly worse, is impressive.
Got a question. Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies, right?
Yes.
There any way to avoid this? Like, making the spiritual energy stronger?
Why are you asking me such things? I'm sorry. I've come to realize that I'm somewhat stuck in the past. We've entered an era in which humanity exerts unprecedented influence over its environs.
So
and as both the planet and society evolve, so too must science. And yet it seems that I cannot. Perhaps I'm much too old of a dog to learn any new tricks. Was my explanation of planetology not to your liking? Perhaps a seminar would provide a more agreeable experience.
I mean, it was beautiful looking. That's kind of how I saw it in my head, even though it's like, you know, shitty blocky polygons with, you know, a full motion video behind it in the original. It's still just, I don't know, that's how I always thought of it.
Here we seek together the wisdom of the planet.
I don't know, that scene always somehow resonated with me, and I'm just really happy to see it
so much
done
for taking
so
such
good.
Great care of Nanaki for us. Fellow Bugenhagen instructed me to let you take anything you think might prove useful on your journey. Check out the storeroom when you have a chance.
See what he's got for me. I don't know, I'm just feeling weirdly emotional over that scene because I always was like, wow, this is pretty in the original. And it's just like, seeing it realized in such quality is just like, holy shit. So yeah, I secretly muted the sound effects while that was running. Yeah, the Dreamcast was definitely an impressive system, and I feel sorry for it. I really feel sorry for the Dreamcast. Like, you know, the mistakes they made with the Saturn really, really hampered that system. I'd be up for streaming Sonic Generations. I'd have to think about Adventure. I mean, even if you had, I would have probably had to point refund you because, yeah, I had all exclamation point and all video besides, you know, like subs and bits disabled during that. I just felt it was the right thing to do. Yeah, I mean, I kind of didn't want to disable the alert box from Twitch because, like, if you're paying to play something goofy, I feel like I shouldn't stop you, but, you know, just the regular ones, I didn't want to have it distracted. So, I can give my opinion on Sonic Adventure 2. I don't have much of one on Adventure 1. I do feel that, and this is my opinion, if you want to play a 3D Sonic game, the best one to me is Generations. And my hesitation, why I'm like, I'll play Generations for you, gladly, but my hesitation about Sonic Adventure 2 comes down to when I beat it. I've actually beat that on the Dreamcast years ago, like when it was a brand new game. Like I didn't pre-order it, but I bought it within the first like month or so, and we played it over at a friend's house. But my hesitation about wanting to replay that game is I feel like the levels with Sonic and Shadow are for the most part, extremely good. Like, really good. The levels with Tails and Robotnik are... And the ones with Rouge and Knuckles, for the most part, are awful. So that's why I have the hesitation about it, is those Rouge and Knuckles levels, because I remember getting stuck on the Rouge Bank level for about 30-ish, 40 minutes, and I remember trying to beat the Pumpkin Hill stage, where you have to, like, fly up and down with Knuckles, and the clock on the Dreamcast, like, level clock in Sonic Adventure 2, saying, like, 55 minutes when I beat it. And I'm like, that's my hesitation. Like, if it was... And that's why I'm much more inclined to do Generations. Because Generations, I feel like, takes all the good levels and all the good stylings of, you know, almost every 3D Sonic game, as well as some originals. And, you know, just refines them super well. Where Adventure 2, yeah, has those really flawed... those really flawed, honestly bad levels with Rouge and Knuckles. And the, to me, just okay levels that are, I'll answer the question of Zelda Canon that you asked, Retro Toaster. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people remember Sonic Adventure 2 as being super good and like good all the way through. And the reason they have that impression comes down to, basically, a lot of people played the Chow Garden, where you could, like, raise them up. And to raise up, you know, the Chows, you needed these items. And, you know, people would just farm the Sonic and Shadow levels over and over and over and over and over to get those. So they remember very clearly those really good Sonic and Shadow levels. And they usually have played those, you know, Knuckles, Rouge, Robotnik, and Tails levels, like, once, and don't really remember how they're kind of mediocre to downright bad. But I will say, the Sonic and Shadow levels, fantastic, especially City Escape. But as far as Big the Cat was playable in Sonic Adventure 1. And there were levels that some people loved, a lot of people didn't. That was just straight up fishing. It was just fishing. I have, however, met the actor who played Big the Cat. And do you know what other role he is famous for?
This village is lame. Did you know none of the materia here is even real? And don't get me started on the planetologists. Bunch of blowhards in love with the sound of their own voice.
Duke Nukem and Big the Cat are the same actor.
This village is lame. And don't get me started on the planetologists. Bunch of blowhards in love with the sound of their own voice.
Yep. Duke Nukem and Big the Cat are both played by the actor John St. John. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Big the Cat is John St. John. Duke Nukem is John St. John. Look it up. That's the thing, is that Big the Cat is basically... let's see, 1999 was when that came out in the United States. I played it a little bit on the Japanese Dreamcast before that they imported for a demo unit. I probably played Sonic Adventure 1 probably in like the very beginning of 1999. And the thing is, I feel like Duke Nukem in Duke Nukem 3D, great character. Cheesy, over the top, great character. When they brought him back for Duke Nukem Forever, Duke Nukem Forever was awful. And it took forever, almost unironically punned there, for it to actually release. And so the humor of Duke Nukem was very, very early 90s. But by the time Duke Nukem Forever was finally done, because it was scheduled for like 1997, it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, to where it finally came out in what, like 2013 or something ridiculous like that? No, it was more like 2016, I think. So yeah, it suffered from so many delays that by the time it came out, it was just like, ooh, this is really dated bad humor. Versus if it had come out in like 1997 or 99 when it was planned, it probably was, it would have been a lot more topical. But yeah, you want another thing that will probably blow your mind as far as the actor playing two roles, is that J.K. Simmons, who plays J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man, he also voiced the yellow M&M. Yeah, that's probably the biggest stretch in his acting. I actually have a story about Leisure Suit Larry. So Leisure Suit Larry was always crass. It was always crude. It was always on the edge of almost, like a lot of times it wasn't actually funny. It was more of like, oh, look at this guy. He's so sad and pathetic. But the thing was about Leisure Suit Larry.
I heard from fellow Bugenhagen.
Is that with Leisure Suit Larry, they made a game called Box Office Bust years afterwards, years after the original series, and they tried to be like, oh, it's a different character, and it's, it's a different character here, so it's just different, and yeah, it was rated as probably the worst game on the PlayStation 3 at the time it came out. There may have been worse later, but it was rated as the worst possible game you could pick up on PlayStation 3. And so when I was working at GameStop, I had a manager who swore up and down that you should always sell the customer what they ask for, that you shouldn't, ever talk them out of a game. Ever. And so, he came in, this dude, and he was like, hey, I heard about this new game, Leisure Suit Larry, like Box Office Bust, I was wanting to pick that up. And I told him, I was like, well, in all honesty, that game is rated really, really badly. He's like, oh, it's not good? I was like, no, it's rated as the worst game on the PlayStation 3 and down there on the Xbox 360. And he's like, yeah, I was going to get that on PlayStation 3. And I was like, well, I probably suggest you don't. It's one of those games that if you want to, go rent it from some place that rents games, go and try it out. see if you want it. If you want it, I'll absolutely sell you a copy of it. But I just got to warn you that it has received universally awful reviews. And I know they made later Leisure Suit Larry games. I've actually heard Box Office Bust was the most terrible. So he was like, well, then what do you recommend? And I told him, I was like, okay, what are you into? What else do you play? And he goes, well, I'm really into fighting games. I'm like, well, King of Fighters 13, I think, had come out at that point. And I suggested Blaze Blue, and I suggested whatever it was, like Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, or maybe it was Ultra by that point. And he was just like, well, like, have you played any of them? I'm like, well, I haven't played much of King of Fighters. It's just not really my style. I'm not really into that series, but I've heard a lot of people say it's good. Blaze Blues, definitely good, but I can highly, highly recommend Street Fighter 4. And he goes, well, I'll take Street Fighter 4. And, Dan, the manager, pulls me aside and goes like, well, why'd you talk him out of a sale? And I was like, I didn't talk him out of a sale. I talked him out of a bad game and talked him into a good game. And he goes, well, you should never, ever correct somebody and, like, never talk them out of a game. And I told him, I was like, it comes down to, if he's wanting a bad game, I got to warn him he wants a bad game. And so from there, I told him that, and Dan was like, well, I'm going to let it slide this time, but I could probably write you up for this. And I was like, well, not really. I sold him something of equal value. It doesn't matter. It's $1. Who cares? And the guy came back like 4 days later and was like, and Dan's like, yeah, look, this guy's going to come back and, like, he'll be processing a return. Just watch. And so he's like swearing up and down that, he's going to, process a return and, this guy's going to bring it back. And the guy comes in and he's like, that Street Fighter 4, that game's fucking sick. Like, I love that game. I've been playing it a ton online. I was like, yeah, I play it online as Cammy. He's like, oh, I play a lot as Sakura. Or he probably called her Sakura, but whatever. And he's just like, yeah, I really, really love that game. And he's like, well, do you have anything else? And it's like, yeah, as I said, probably Blaze Blue or there is King of Fighters. And he's like, well, what's King of Fighters? I'm like, yeah, it's, a crossover fighter of, like, all the SNK games. It was really popular in Mexico. And he's like, well, I've never heard of it. I'll also take Blaze Blue. And he took it and, later came back, said it was great. But he goes, but yeah, that Leisure Suit Larry game, I rented that from that Hastings down at the mall. And that game fucking sucked. Like, it was shit. I'm glad I didn't buy that fucking turd. And I was like, yeah, like it. As I said, it got bad reviews. And he's like, and then I turned to Dan. I was like, see? Now, if I had sold him Leisure Suit Larry, he would have been angry, he would have returned it, and he would have probably never come back. But now I've sold him 2 fighting games, and he's happy about the fact that I talked him out of a garbage game. Also, cat. Anyway, cat. Back to the floor with you. Anyway, so yeah, that's the story. You don't sell people trash just if they don't know what they're buying.
Which would you say?
Unless they're Macas.
They are both one and the same. Wouldn't you agree? We are as much a part of the planet.
Macas can buy all the garbage that everybody else doesn't want. So what I would tell you if you went and said I want Omicron the Nomad Soul, I would tell you it's a game that controls like Resident Evil 2 that looks worse than Resident Evil 1. It plays really badly. It's got bad fighting game mechanics. It's got not so great shooters. The plot basically ends after the first like 3 hours, and then you're stuck with another like 10 hours of basically plotless, boring exploration. It's got really, really good David Bowie music, but you can just listen to that Bowie music outside the game. You don't need to play the game. And No Rules Get Fat, I would tell you, it's a really bad skateboarding game that is filled with cheesy attitude. And if you like cheesy attitude, you might find the cutscenes amusing, but the gameplay is pretty bad. That being said, I'll probably play No Rules Get Fat. I might play Omicron on stream.
He used to say it was a race.
Please continue on into the assembly.
According to him, a big kid like me was using twice.
Blessings of the planet upon you. Fellow Bugenhagen sent word that you might be joining us. You are more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, if you know that a game is terrible and you want it because it's terrible, I will absolutely say go for it.
I'll give it right back. No way is that a waste.
But if you come to me thinking those games are good, I would try and talk you out of them.
What about you, miss? You must have a story to share. Please.
Me? Okay. Where to begin? I fell into the life stream. I don't have words to describe it, except beautiful, maybe? It was a lot to take in. Feelings of kindness washed over me. Long-forgotten memories came flooding back. It was a warm, comforting place. But there was also conflict. A war between the planet and its enemies. And we can't let them win. We need the planet, and it needs us. We have to rise up, fight back,
So I feel like she's the best character in this game.
Thing is, I don't know how to do any of that. And I hoped you might have the answer. I'm not criticizing planetology or anything, and I'm not trying to scare anybody either. I just... you know...
Why does this almost sound like she's talking about Scientology?
This is all coming out wrong.
Please, do not be discouraged. Should you ever wish to try again, we would be more than happy to listen. What matters is that you keep challenging your beliefs. Stop doing that, and the answer